Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Beliefs podcast. Today, me and Quinn will be discussing our beliefs on who we believe is the better keyboard/computer company,
Mm.
Razer or Corsair.
Mm. All right,
Would you like to start it off?
Razer or Corsair? You're up, Cody.
Okay, I'll go first. So, I believe Corsair is the better company, and this is because they focused more on desktop components, and I feel like their keyboards are better quality. They also have keyboard case. They have computer cases, fans, RAM, RGB hubs. They have their own whole computer. So they have things like chairs, but they also sell SSDs and power supplies. So when you buy from Corsair, you know your products, all these different products will work together because they're all made by the same brand. So if you buy a Corsair keyboard and you have other Corsair parts that are in your computer that have lighting, also, you know they'll match up. They'll know they'll work. But when you buy Razer, you'll find that all your computer components are made by different companies. So it's not all by the same company. That's why. That's one of my main reasons I believe Corsair is the better PC company.
Am I up next?
Sure.
All right. So, kind of to contradict your saying of how things don't work properly if they're not Razer or whatever, because I know Corsair makes graphics cards and I know they make all sorts of hardware components to computers. But when it comes to like mice and keyboards and peripherals like that, that's not going to matter. Like what graphics card you have doesn't matter what mouse or keyboard you have. You do, and or not you specifically, but Corsair does make high quality peripherals. I do enjoy their metal design, but I feel like the plastic design gives it a little bit more looseness to it and a little bit more flexibility, and it's better for travel. That's what I think. Uh, when it comes to lighting, lighting is one of my favorite things because what Razer peripherals have is called Razer Chroma, and it can integrate with programs like Fruity Loops Studio, which is a DAW, which means digital audio workstation for producing music, and you could turn your keyboard into a whole music visualizer. All the lighting effects inner 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 work. I'm gonna say inner work with each of the other peripherals, and I just think the program has an overall cleaner look to it. Cody, your rebuttal?
Interesting. uh, I'm not gonna disagree. Razer does make good quality stuff. I just think that for the type of for the way I use computers, Corsair I think does a better job at that professional kind of atmosphere. I feel like they're just more gamer based when it comes to macros and editing and making hardware that will last. I think, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, Corsair has the upper hand there. But definitely, I think gaming is definitely Razer's
Main focus.
area. Yeah, that's the nick they're in. But
Well, their
when it comes
slogan
to that,
is "Made by gamers for gamers."
yes. But when it comes to that professional space, I think Corsair definitely dominates.
When you say durability, did you say durability? I forget.
You are the one who said durability.
When I say durability,
You.
I hold on. Let me. All right, I humbly think that their key switches are better than any others on the market. I could show you some numbers, but I won't because that's too much editing work right now. Cody, you do that later. But the average amount of keystrokes that a key can last from like Cherry, which is what Corsair uses, is about 50 million keystrokes. So that means you have to bash that button about 50 million times before it will break. Razer's keys, Razer key caps, I forgot the name already.
Keycaps.
Keycaps.
No. Just keep going.
Okay. Razer's underneath the keys system can
Switches.
last around 80 million strokes. So
Okay,
that,
but who's gonna really click their keyboard that many times?
already working on it, Cody.
I know, but like that's a big number.
It's just an extra precaution in case people really play, like, I don't know, maybe you play clicker heroes and you never use any of the auto clickers and you bound right or left click to the up arrow or something and you just bash that all day. I don't know, man. Let's see what else we got. I think that Razer has better macro capabilities. I'm not.
Oh, you think that?
All right, hold on. Now, before you get all heated about this, I think that because of just like the sheer amount of things that you can customize on the keyboard, like this is the same thing with Corsair. Every key is reprogrammable, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you could set it to macros, you can set it to Windows tasks. I don't know if you can do this on Corsair.
Yes, you can.
You can set it to mouse functions. You can set it to activate other buttons on other Razer devices that are connected to your computer. You can make it switch profiles, launch programs, multimedia buttons. You can do all sorts of Windows type of actions. And you can even just disable it flat out if you don't want it there anymore.
We indeed have that feature.
Well, there you go. But do you have cloud storage? So I will give it to you that you don't have to sign in for an account on Corsair. Was the program called Corsair? Corsair Plus?
No, Corsair Link 4, I think it is, or Utility Engine, either one of those.
The Corsair program.
Oh, it's yeah.
You don't have to sign in to use it, but the benefit of signing in on Razer is that there's cloud storage for all your macros and other settings. So anything that you change in there will be saved to the cloud, and you can plug in your keyboard to any other computer, download the program, sign in, and everything will still be there. Or if your computer was destroyed in some freak accident, then you could just get a new one, suck it up, download the program, sign in, and everything will still be there. That's a very nice thing.
I can see that being useful. Oh, I'm dying over here.
Don't die.
I can see that being very useful. I just think that that's one of those drastic features where it's not really like a whoa, they have that, so that's why I'm purchasing it. Not that many people will switch. I guess if you're like, maybe you're an editor at a studio and you switch computers a lot, you might want to be able to just get your profile ready and going.
Yes.
But most of the time in that professional space, people don't really use, custom layouts. They kind of just learn the program's hotkeys. I guess gaming-wise, it would make sense. Maybe you're a laptop gamer. Maybe you have multiple
it's super
desktops.
helpful in gaming. Like having the Razer Naga that has 12 programmable buttons on the mouse, that's super helpful. In video editing, too.
Yeah. I think if we're talking about programmable mouses, I think we can just leave that to Logitech because they kind of dominate that with the MMO mouse.
Yeah, but
Logitech
they can go kick rocks. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Moving on.
I have that mouse. That mouse I used to use as my main mouse for years. It's got 3 clicks on it, so it's really comfortable to hold. There's no fingers like leaning off.
It's got like 3 clicks or what?
It's got
3 buttons.
Left, a right, and a middle click.
Ah.
And it's super comfortable. It just feels like you're holding your hand out. There's no having to cup your fingers around the side of the mouse. It's just kind of.
I actually was very against getting a Naga for a while because it looked very uncomfortable to use. If it looked like you would be holding a small bowl with a wire attached to it, but it's actually very lightweight and very comfortable, and I can actually lift it up very easily. And there's even a space for my thumb at the front. So I was surprised. Like I was reluctant when I was getting this, and I was surprised when I did get it. Talk about your hardware.
Okay, so when it comes to hardware, I think while Razer dominates the mobile side of things with laptops and in their somewhat good phone, I think
it's okay.
It
needs work, needs improvement.
I think but it's their first phone, so that's a pretty impressive feat for a first phone. But besides that, I think Corsair will dominate in the desktop area just because they partner with so many companies to integrate their technology into your computer. For example, my
Agreed.
computer, my power supply, my case, my fans, my every single every single part of my desktop computer except for the motherboard is a Corsair related product, which as someone who can't stand if I can't stand having two monitors that are from different companies. They either have to be the same company or be the exact same monitor.
I feel that.
Same I can't have a Corsair mouse and a Razer keyboard. I have to have either two Razer or two Corsair. I can't mix and match. It just really makes me upset.
Yeah, exactly.
So having that ability to make my whole computer Corsair and know that things like cooling and everything will be kept, they worked. I guarantee they work together because they're all made by the same company. There's no worry of compatibility when I'm purchasing all these parts. And they're also really good about their warranties with their parts. For example, they're on that slide, that's a graphics card with a radiator attached to it, so it flows water through to keep the graphics card cool and uses the fan to cool down the water.
Nice.
So I have the 1070. The best part about it is they guarantee that if the chances of it breaking are slim to none. Well, let's say you're traveling and I don't know, it falls, like you have a loose screw and I don't know, so for some crazy reason it breaks. They will replace every single part in your computer that got broken.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, they're really pushing it. They want to make sure that the customers are satisfied. I guess my only pet peeve with Razer is they make those mobile products. So, but the thing is, they don't use their own technology inside of the computers. They're using Intel processors. Well, I mean, okay, I put an Intel processor in the Corsair, but
I just have one question. Isn't the graphics card made by MSI?
So the graphics card, the actual power is made by MSI, but the both fans on the graphics card and the radiator, the tubing, all that itself is made by Corsair.
So Corsair doesn't make graphics cards.
And they make the VRAM for the graphics card because they make RAM.
But Corsair didn't make the graphics card.
No, that's what I told you. That it's all partnered with them.
Busted!
I said that. It's all partnered with them. They make more than half of the graphics card.
Ah.
They make the cooling side of things, but not in all cases. They also make RAM. They make power supplies.
Nice.
I mean, they can't make everything,
All right, my turn. All right.
Fine.
So.
Do it. Go.
All right, I'm going. So. Yes, Corsair is I think is the winner when it comes to desktop hardware and other stuff inside the computer. But Razer is more geared towards having good stuff that's easily travelable. I'm gonna say that, or transportable. Like they make some pretty beefy, some meaty laptops that you can bring anywhere and game almost at a desktop level for generally less than what you would pay for a desktop. They also make phones, which I guess if you want to game on a phone, you can do that, I guess. But they were the first phone company to have a 144 hertz refresh rate on a phone screen, which was pretty impressive. Let's see.
Actually, yeah, but I wouldn't say it's they're the first. It's not like they were they figured out the magical key to do it. It's just that no other company wanted to do it.
No, yeah. They're just
you
experimenting.
don't need this. Yeah.
All but experimentation.
It is cool. I'll give you that. But
it's
when
just
it comes to,
it's like a little.
Sure, you can get desktop power out of a laptop. Once that laptop goes down the drain, it's over. You can't just literally unscrew a part and screw another part back in.
You can do that with hard drives, but nothing else
yeah,
really.
Yeah, but so CPU, graphics card, motherboard, RAM. RAM you can't, but not as much as a desktop too. And cooling, that will be a major issue with laptops. Those things turn into a mini oven.
Yeah.
When you game hard on them, so it's yeah.
All right. Let's see. I think that Razer has more light features and capabilities, and it's more customizable when it comes to lighting.
I'd say it's close. I'd say you do, but by a slim margin, because we have the RGB hub too, so there isn't that much of a difference.
Yeah, it's close.
Besides,
I'm only giving the win to Razer because of the Razer Chroma integration capability with games and music production software.
Yeah,
With
I don't think we have that, but we
with
do have like the basic system, configurations.
yeah, like with games, you could choose different presets for like FPSs, and you could change the key colors based on what game you're playing, and you can turn on Razer Chroma, like say for Doom. Like I was using it with the new Doom game, and when I got hit, my keyboard would be all black, and then when I got hit, it would flash red to let me know that I got hit if I didn't already know by looking at the screen.
Hmm.
It's just like another little knack that they
Yeah.
added in. A gimmick. That's the word I was thinking of, but couldn't think of it, I guess. Something else that's kind of it's kind of a gimmick, but it's more for the people who are like really into like old school classic gaming, and that is that they have classic arcade controllers, like the ones that you would see in arcade bars or rich regular arcades.
Yeah,
On
but
those giant machines, you could have that at your home.
what? I mean, my dad made one of those, so
Yeah, but Razer makes them in mass.
yeah.
So
I guess that would be cool to use on a Raspberry Pi.
yeah, it's just another little thing. I also think that they have more and possibly better options for headphones. You can even get like wireless Bluetooth earbuds. I think those are called the Razer Hammerheads. So they make a whole range of headphones and headphone accessories like RGB headphone stands, which I know that Corsair also has. But I like their wireless Bluetooth headphones that have very, very little latency, so
Yeah,
they could
actually,
work for gaming.
Corsair also has like amazing wireless headphones.
Yeah, so it's a close
I think
comparison there.
Yeah, yeah. So I think they I'd say, in all honesty, the only space that they fight over, that they have to share, is the keyboard and mouse area. I think they're kind of like they're on their own in any other part of their business.
Yeah,
You know, but I mean, because they're literally, it's like Apple and Samsung. Like they're tailoring to different audiences, yet their core thing is still there. That's the same. So like here you have keyboards and mouses, and then one of like Razer went mobile, while Corsair stayed grounded with the desktops.
yeah. Something else I just wanted to add in is that when you buy their laptops, you get a full licensed version of FL Studio Producer Edition, which saves you an extra $200. So for
When
those
you buy what?
if you buy one of their laptops, it comes with a fully licensed version of Fruity Loops Studio, which saves you to about $200. So it's just like a little nice thing to like gift to the people who buy from them. Say it's like, oh, here you go. If you like making music, well, here's a way to do it, and a nice laptop to do it on.
I mean,
and Razer laptops are actually fantastic for making music on. I think it's because of their audio drivers. They did something to them so that the latency is almost zero. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But when it comes to producing on the go, like number one, I think is MacBooks, and number two is Razer laptops. That's either in my opinion or a fact.
yes, that is true.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much sums up our arguments. Let's move to this last question. So you go and go first. Do you think your beliefs have changed in any way after this fight, this feud?
Well, I don't think my beliefs have changed all that much. When I was first getting my peripherals, I definitely saw myself getting Corsair peripherals because of the Corsair program that's already running my what is it? Something's running it. My cooling system? Yeah, it's a cooling system.
What do you have?
I don't know, but Corsair's running it. So they're doing a pretty good job.
What? I mean, wait. You mean your heatsink?
Yeah, my heatsink. That's what it's called.
You have liquid cooling?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, I don't
have
have liquid
the
cooling,
H200?
but they just run it.
That's cool.
I'm actually updating right now.
Yeah.
But
Continue.
when it comes to mice, like how light are the Corsair mice?
Mice? How light are the mice?
Like you have a Corsair mouse, right?
Yes, I do.
Is it made
You
of
bet I
metal?
do. No, it's plastic.
So it's pretty light to say, right?
I would say yes, extremely.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing I was concerned about because I saw everything else was made out of metal, so I was like wondering if the mice would be heavier, and I don't like heavy mice.
I
like,
honestly, when it comes to weight, when it comes to like deciding the perfect weight for a mouse, I would give that point to Logitech because their mouse have.
I'm not talking about Logitech right now.
I'm just saying, like, neither of our companies can take that crown of perfectly weighted mice because Logitech literally lets you change the weight whenever you want.
Yes.
You know, so it's I'm on Logitech's side now. No. They're actually really cheap. Their keyboards are like as cool as their keyboards look, and they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Well, their lower end ones are like membrane keys.
Let's stop talking about.
But like
that's not what it's about.
I'm gonna tell you how my beliefs have changed.
All right. Oh, to Logitech or
Razer.
Oh, okay.
My beliefs have not changed. I mean, I would I buy a Razer? I mean, it's just like it's kind of like one of the reasons I don't buy an iPhone is just I just don't like the way it looks, and I don't like the way Razers look. I like the way Corsairs looks. That's just why. I also like the metal of the Corsairs. That's why I like that professional feel. That's why like things like the new Nintendo console were so cool because it was like that professional feel.
Yeah.
With their like design. So that's what I like about
also
those kind
the
of things.
multimedia keys doesn't have like a volume wheel.
What?
One of the keyboards has like a volume wheel
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
But when it comes to laptops, if I was to get a gaming laptop, I'd probably stick with MSI. But like Razer would be close because even though they're crazy expensive, those blades, those Razer Blade laptops are pretty impressive.
They do hold up pretty well over time, I think.
Yeah, and plus the external graphics cards are cool. But I think that's everything I want to say.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that is the end of this podcast.
It is.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, or for having me, I guess.
You're welcome.
Not word. All right.
Come back anytime to the studio.
All right. Next time on what should we call our show? Versus.
I don't know.
Nerd versus nerds.
No.
Nerd versus nerd.
Oh no.
I don't know, man. Pick something.
Welcome to Quitting Cody's
Welcome to hell.
podcast. Bye.